Hey, it's JJ Gat. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to try to dispel some of the myths and misinformation regarding privacy policies and the information collection of various different social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, and in particular for this video, Clubhouse. So stay tuned to the other side of this intro so we can do a deep dive further. This is JJ Gat. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, before we go further, I want to have two disclaimers. Whenever I choose to do a video about privacy policies and information collection on this channel, I get accused from commenters who swing by and say that one, I am an operative for social media, or two, that I am purposefully misinforming people for the purposes of perhaps getting people to give away their information and to stay and to be slaves to these social media platforms. And that's the furthest from the truth. Rather, it's the opposite. I want people to have full control over their information, the private information they share online with social media websites. And then two, I do not want them to give away their information if they are not aware. So I want to clarify, because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of disinformation, and then there's a lot of myths and half-truths that circulate in social media. So I think I'm doing people a justice by clarifying so you can know a little bit better and be better educated. Because I have a little bit of a legal background and also have like marketing background. So I know what I'm talking about. And so you need people who know what they're talking about to be handling these issues. Okay, first of all, let me just talk about the impetus for this video in the first place. So I am an avid member of the Clubhouse community. And one day, I think it was this weekend or perhaps last week, I walked into this room of about 300 and 500 people. And there was a woman on stage walking through all of the audience how to remove what she said is a brand new ability for Clubhouse to give all of your information to Instagram. And she said it was part of the latest update. And so she was going to walk people through how to do it. So as I'm walking through what she's saying, and I'm not doing it, but I'm walking through, and I get to the end and I was like, oh my God. So essentially what she did was it walked those people through how to disconnect their Instagram from their Clubhouse profile. And for those of you who are on Clubhouse, you know that the only way to connect with people on the outside of the world, the only way you communicate, you continue a connection, or you get some advice, you connect with people on the outside, is through Instagram or through Twitter, because those are the only two links an outside world that you can connect to your Clubhouse profile. So what she did was disenabled all of those people from connecting. What probably happened with her and where she got that information, that when she signed up for Clubhouse, she probably didn't read, like a lot of us don't read the terms of service and the community guidelines. And then at some point, Clubhouse does these periodic updates, as a lot of social media sites do. They usually don't tell you that they updated their terms of service or their privacy policies. They usually just tell you they updated glitches or new functionalities. And so you think that's it. So someone who goes deeper into it may say, oh, wait a minute. They've also clarified some language that links Clubhouse to social media apps. And then when that person went, they said, oh my goodness, there's all these new things. And what happens is, as not new, what most likely did happen is that the European Union and Europe and the United States, California, those two jurisdictions in United States and California, and then the globe, Europe, have very strong laws and rules and regulations and guidelines to protect their consumers and the citizens in the United States and California and the citizens of Europe. And the United States does not regulate the internet. However, so long as social media platforms reach out to and allow people in jurisdictions with strict consumer protection laws, like Europe and like California, United States, they have to adjust their terms for everyone. So the European Union and to California to a certain extent said to these social media platforms, you need to do a better job of outlining and delineating in plain English and regular people speak what specifically you collect and also list specifically the pieces of information that you are curating, what you're using this information for, and then how and to who this information is shared with. So whether it's a third party, whether it's advertisers, or whether it's another social media platform. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the results of pressure because these social media platforms do not want the United States government to join in with the European Union and the European-based regulators who have actual strong laws protecting their consumers. They don't want the same things because there's restrictions. Once you have regulations, you have oversight, you have record keeping, you have reporting requirements, you have essentially accountability. So some people may say, yes, that's great, that's what we want. However, what comes with those things also is with the restrictions is you have opens up the door to a lot of things, limit the access, and then also limit the functionalities. And so it's a trade-off. So I'm not arguing the trade-off today. I'm just letting you know what perhaps is the impetus, what perhaps is the reason that when people see an update to a social media app and they recognize that there are new details in these guidelines regarding privacy and information collection, that they have the mistaken impression that they're new and they've always collected it. So it's not necessarily new, it's just more spelled out for you. So I'm not saying that to mean that you shouldn't care. I'm not saying that to mean that you shouldn't decide that you no longer want to be part of that. You don't want that app anymore, that you want to delete it. That's not why I'm sharing this information. I'm sharing this information so you are aware.
When someone tells you, oh, this is something that's new, and if you remove this, if you click this and click this and click this, it's good.
There's a lot of misinformation, especially in Facebook, when someone says, there's this new law, all you have to do is click this, or make this statement and have this statement say, JQ, public user, social media influencer, denounce Facebook and do not want them to collect information and put that in your profile and post that, and that gives you rights, but it doesn't. So it's the continuous viral misinformation about what these policies do that is the problem. So that's what we need to solve, and that's what I'm here to do. That's what I hope this video does for you. It lets you know that the information collection, the purposes and the sources for the new detailed information, and to let you know that it's not necessarily new, but to be more aware and to not just cold cut and repaste and replete and then follow steps when someone's telling you to do something, and to instead to be more cognizant of what it is and to take that time to do that deep dive, to read more, to refer or do research and discover videos like this. And I think it's also important for you guys to realize that, and I say this all the time, that all of these platforms that you use, and some people actually make a lot of money on it. A lot of people are making a lot of money on Clubhouse as well. They offer it for free. So it's their platform, it's their infrastructure, it's their ingenuity, it's their software engineers, it's their UX builders, it's their funds that go on to create this platform to allow you to curate a following, to learn, to exchange information, to connect with people, to vibe with people. And they're giving you all of that for free. So what I think people really need to do is realize that there's nothing for free. So Facebook, as we all know, and this is getting into what Facebook recently did, was let WhatsApp users know when they open up their WhatsApp app that to a certain extent they have information, pictures, whatever they have in WhatsApp that is possibly going to be used and shared with advertisers, is that is how they earn income. For the longest time, I've been on Facebook for almost as long as it's been around. I've been on Snapchat for almost as long as it's been around. Before TikTok, it was Musical.ly. I was on that. So I'm on these platforms, and I know before they monetize, they have certain ways and certain things, and it's really free. The minute they decide to monetize, especially through advertising, that's when things gets tricky, because what happened is, what do they have to give the advertisers? What they have is your information, your data that you chose to share with them, the pictures that you chose to upload, your ads, your information, when you pick magazines, when you follow movies, when you go leave Facebook. That's the short, or no one's forcing you to stay on those platforms at all. So I think that's the come to Jesus moment that a lot of people need to hear. You don't have to use them. You can shut them off. You can disable. You want to use them. You want to take advantage of them. You want to benefit from the resources, from the connections, from the access that they give you. But you want to control how the site that they made and how they make money. And that's kind of hard. For example, go to another site and there's a tracking pixel. All of that information they collect on you, all of that information they collect about your likes, your uses, all that stuff, that's personal related to you. That's all they have is your information to sell. And because when the advertisers want to target, I advertise, for example, if I'm advertising, I'm selling a product for Black women for their hair, because we do have certain different hair textures is different. I want to target, I don't want to have a broad advertising going to everybody who is not a Black woman who doesn't have this hair texture, because it'd be a waste of my money. So I want YouTube, I want Facebook, I want Twitter, I want whoever it is I'm advertising on to give me access to the data so I can target it. So that's why they collect that information. You give that information and they collect that information and they make it available to advertisers. And that's what you give up when you join those platforms. That's what those terms of service says. That's what's in those guidelines. And the only way, and what way you can avoid it is, one, either don't share that information. And then some of these app platforms do have ability for you to toggle stuff off, which is true. They did give you authority. So read up on that. When they give you authority to share something with some people, nobody, whatever, that, take advantage of that. And then also the phones example also do give you ability to toggle things on and off. So short of that is just to not use them. Just disable your account. So, not to be blunt or anything, but that really is just it. They're going to collect information. They're going to give you access and the ability to toggle stuff off. And they'll also give you the ability to turn it off. So no one's holding you to it. That's the short, or no one's forcing you to stay on those platforms at all. So I think that's the come to Jesus moment that a lot of people need to hear. You don't have to use them. You can shut them off. You can disable. You want to use them. You want to take advantage of them. You want to benefit from the resources, from the connections, from the access that they give you, but you want to control how the site that they made and how they make money. And that's kind of hard. So let's talk about the Clubhouse example next. So really quickly, because I didn't want this video to go long, let's just do the Clubhouse example really quick. So Clubhouse collects audio, and in their terms of service, it's always been there, but I think maybe they made it more clear and explicit recently in one of their updates. They say that we collect the audio for a short amount of time in case someone has a complaint. Now, I'm a firm believer in privacy rights, and I do like the fact that once the club ends, it ends. I do like that. I would, as a person who hosts a lot of clubs, like to be able to have access to the data and analytics regarding how long it was, how many people came in, just for my own purposes. However, I do realize that I've seen and I've been part of rooms and have been aware that there's some things that happen. There's some scams. There's some toxic behavior. There's some people who do some crazy things. And if someone reports someone for doing something crazy or for violating some sort of policy rule that they have, I think they have the right to be able to reel back the tape, and they say they collect it for the limited purposes of in case there's a complaint to reel back the tape. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people feel that they store it in perpetuity or they're doing different things with it. I think the company is so small. Based on the fact that their Clubhouse is hosted on someone else's resources and they're just purchasing bandwidth to accommodate all of us, all 800,000 or 1 million or 2 million, whatever. I see different numbers. And the fact that there's a small staff, I don't think they have the ability, maybe collecting them. I just don't think right now they have the resources, staff-wise or equipment-wise, to be doing what people think they're doing with it. But they may be. So if you believe that, that's fine. So the second thing, let's talk about network and communications. They say they monitor what you do, how you connect, and how you get on the app, how long you get on the app, how much you share. And so people don't like that. However, Clubhouse does have an influencer program. They pick people, and they've picked people to belong to the program. They're not giving any money right now, but they do give them access to the founders, and they give access to any new tools that they're involved. They give them awareness to anything that's new. So that's a benefit of being an influencer. There's a benefit of being a tastemaker or someone who's on the app a lot, who's sharing a lot. So if you want the benefit of that, how can you have the benefit of that when you don't want them to collect the information? How can they collect and decide who to put that on there without collecting information? So again, if you don't want to benefit from the influencer program, if you don't want to benefit from any monetization option they have for popular clubs, then don't use the app. But it's hard to say, don't collect information about my club and then don't collect information about me and my access, but then want to benefit from whatever's going to come from you growing and connecting with these people and having your club. You can't have both ways. It's either you work with the system and you just stay on the app and you deal with it, or you don't. It's really not that hard. And the final thing, and I'll wrap this up, is they collect, there's cookies, that has analytical data and the aggregate, and then also perhaps regarding you individually, because that's all they have. I mentioned how Facebook and all these other platforms that use advertising models like YouTube is that they have your data and they collect it and they sell it to advertisers. What's giving that 1 billion valuation to Clubhouse is the fact that all you people are on here, your long sessions, the amounts of times and hours and days that you're on here successfully, all those times on app, that's amazing. That's, but they need to collect that, and that's all they have. If they were to sell to another company, if people were thinking that perhaps Elon Musk was going to announce that he bought Clubhouse, but if they're going to sell it to another entity, the terms of service says that all that information, all the data we've collected you, it's going to go with them, because that's all they have. All they have is your analytics regarding your time on service, your data, the cookies, the third party. That's all they have to offer right now. So that's all they have. That's the resource they have on you. And so I understand that. So I'm fine with that. So you may not, but again, if you're not, you have the option to delete it. So that's it for me for now. Just wanted people to be fully aware again that when I say this on a lot of my videos, is that these social media platforms are platforms that are built and there's somebody else's. That's why you really need to, and I'm gonna put a link down below, have your own blog. So I have a link to a video that I did on how to start a Dreamhost blog. And if you want to start a Dreamhost blog, Dreamhost is giving you $50 to give to you. So you use my link below. You got to give you a start. The plan starts something like $1 a month. And so I've used Dreamhost to host a couple of my sites before, and I was happy with them for years and years and years. So that's an option. And then I also have a link to a site that I have on how to start a blog or how to start a website. So forget these social media platforms, own your own space, own your own home. And then if there's something goes wrong, or if they're doing something, they're collecting information, you don't like it, or if they shut down your account, or if they stall your account, you don't need them, because you've already have your website. You're already collecting your, access to your emails to the users and your fans on there, and you have a way to get connected to them. So that's the end of the story. Is like create your own space. That's all I have for you today. I hope that was helpful for you. Please don't hate dislikes. This is JJ Gat. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, cue my music, and see you next time when I'm definitely going to do the Instagram guides post. I promise. You look for it. Da 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 dun 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 dun.